This week on Rush Outdoors, we head to Allegheny County in search of a great southern tier buck. Then we head to Iowa for a whitetail hunt with our friends at Drop Tine Productions. And of course, member footage with Rush Uncut. Keep it locked right here. It's time for Rush Outdoors. Rush Outdoors is brought to you by Herb Phillipson, your outfitters for the great outdoors.
Hi everyone, welcome to Rush Outdoors. I'm your host Tim Andrus. Right now it's a cold January afternoon, so let me tell you this, the fishing's hot on the Oak Orchard River here in Orleans County.
Nice job.
Rush junkie John Lennox. He loves chasing whitetails. He'll go anywhere for them. But there's one special place in his heart that he likes to go to. Let's follow him to his favorite tree stand.
The camp I hunt of is called Camp David, and it's owned by my buddy Dave DeLuise. And honestly, at this Camp David, there's no budget hearings, no military strategizing, no fiscal cliffs, anything of that matter. This Camp David is strictly chasing whitetail deer. You know, we're located in the Allegheny Mountains, and quite honestly, the deer densities here are not what you find in other parts of the state or other parts of the country for that matter. And Dave has really worked as hard as somebody can work, I'm talking blood, sweat, and tears, to create a property that is conducive to holding as many whitetail deer as we can. And you know, that involves food plots, that involves ponds, that involves logging to provide the bedding and cover. And it's really started to pay off. And you know, we've started getting some sightings of some nicer bucks. We've taken some nicer bucks. For myself, I've never really had the opportunity to get a crack at what I would call a quality New York buck until this past year. And I was set up on one of our food plots. And this plot is, it's long and narrow, and really it's difficult to hunt because the deer can come out anywhere on the plot because it's so long. I found a stand that I have that's on the south end of the plot, and I like it because it's really at a natural saddle. And if there's any place on the plot that's easier access, that is, it's right around this stand. And on this particular hunt, I got up, and it was one of those weather days where, you know, the weather isn't quite sure what it's going to do. It was raining, it was sunny, it was windy, it did all of these things. And of course, you know, running a camera, my frustration level was getting pretty high. And as I'm sitting in the stand, I happen to glance over my shoulder, and I see antlers coming up over the berm. And as the deer got closer and closer, I realized, you know, this is a respectable New York buck, certainly bigger than anyone I had ever taken in the state. And as I got the camera on him, this deer just fed and fed and fed at 70, 80 yards and was not getting any closer. As I sat and watched this deer feed, a little spike comes out on the plot and feeds with him. So now I got two bucks out on the plot. And I'm just having a great night because, you know, as long as you're seeing deer, you feel like you're in the game. I'm filming myself, and I'm watching this whole thing through the viewfinder of the camera. And you know, as I'm watching this the bigger buck feed, I look through the viewfinder and I say, you know, I think this deer's in range.
That could be the biggest buck I've ever shot in New York. You have no idea how long that buck teased me. I don't know how good the hit was, but I think I got him right behind the shoulder. I know the arrow's still in him, but it's getting dark. Holy smokes. Yes. That is why we hunt.
T-Bone here, and you know what? You're watching Rush Outdoors.
If you fish or if you hunt, you're going to love shopping at Herb Phillipson's for all your fishing and hunting gear. Whatever the season, it's the reason to pick up guns, ammo, fishing rods, reels, and all the accessories you need for your next hunting or fishing adventure. We've got it, and you'll get it all at Herb Phillipson's low price fighter prices. There's a store near you, and don't forget to visit our newest location in the Western Light Shopping Center, Syracuse.
We duck hunt every day. Sometimes, though, we disagree on where.
Where we hunting today?
Lake Bud.
You would think we always agree on where to put the decoys.
But we don't.
Over there.
No, they need to be right out there.
First thing we can agree on, Willie is out when it comes to calling.
The second thing we absolutely agree on, it's got to be Realtree camo.
Literally minutes after getting out of the stand, the skies opened up, and I'm not talking a drizzle. I mean, just buckets and buckets and buckets of rain came down. And within minutes, any blood sign was gone. Dave and I were up here, my buddy Dave, and we searched for 4 hours and didn't find a thing. And, you know, I feel confident in my gut that he didn't travel more than 200 yards. If that hit was where I think it was, he's going to bed down quickly. I want to get on the top here and just kind of walk it slowly and look down in and see if I can find any signs of it. The arrow was still in him when he ran off. I'm just not ready to give up. Not ready to give up. Let's just keep walking down this ridge. I think this is the thing to do. You gotta be kidding me. He's laying right there. He's right there. Oh my God. He's literally... Let's go see him. Bam! I got my best New York buck on the ground. We're gonna get him tagged up, get him field dressed, and head down to the house for supper. That's the way to end a weekend here in the Empire State. Nice buck on the ground.
You know, after watching that, let me steal a popular movie phrase. There's no place like home. Great job, John.
Rush Outdoors is also brought to you by the Rochester Sportsman's Expo, Nikon Optics, Realtree.com, Matthews Solo Cam, IQ Bow Sights, Block Targets, Energizer Batteries, Slay Odor Neutralizer, and Shadow Hunter Blinds.
The Oak Orchard Harbor in Orleans County. Make a morning run for Lake Ontario. Fish On means you'll experience the exhilaration of fighting that giant trout or salmon. To learn more about our world-class fishing, visit our website at www.orleanscountytourism.com.
There you go.
Woo! Another reason I love New York.
Hey folks, Dave Morgan from Rush Uncut. If your schedule doesn't always allow you time to get to the local sporting goods store, then visit WoodburyOutfitters.com. Whether it's archery, long guns, handguns, or everything else outdoor related, you can have it all shipped directly to you or your local dealer at super low prices. They have tons of cool stuff for sportsmen. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will have your order packaged and shipped quickly and accurately. Check out WoodburyOutfitters.com.
Our next hunt comes from our friends at Campbell Cameras and Drop Time Productions. A young man named Matt Dykstra loves to film his own hunts. After watching this footage, you're going to know why.
On November 25th, decided to go back into one of the spots that we've been seeing quite a few deer at. There's a fresh cut cornfield, and with the rut kind of coming to an end, I figured it'd be a good spot to go and catch some bucks, refueling after a hard rut. So I was really excited to get in there. I had one buck in particular that was a real narrow but tall 8-pointer. I was hoping to either get a shot at him or a doe if it presented me the opportunity. After feeding for a while, the does decided to come over to the field right in front of me that had just been picked. But when they entered the field, they were probably a good 60-70 yards away, which was way too far to even think about being able to get a shot with the bow. And about that time, watched them feed for a while, and I heard something coming from behind me, and there was another doe coming up the field following them, and she turned and crossed the fence right at 20 yards broadside, right in my shooting lane.
Mer.
We're just covered up in deer all night. I was fortunate enough. The first group of deer came through and did what I was afraid of. They came out and crossed the fence too far down there. But no sooner than they jump the fence and get out here in the field, this other doe comes right up along the edge, just across the fence, and crosses the fence and stands right there perfect in the shooting lane. I think I drilled her. I think she ran over here and crashed the other end of the cornfield. Well, it's probably been about an hour or so since I shot the deer. Waited on my dad and cousin to get here to help me look for it and stuff, so we're gonna grab my arrow here, check that out, and then go see if we can find this deer. It's nice and red, just like we like to see. We just couldn't find any blood at all. I mean, we looked all over the cornfield, you know, where I thought she had ran, and we just couldn't find any blood at all. I was starting to get a little bit worried. You know, I was pretty sure I heard her crash, so you know, we kind of went in that direction and just decided to split up and see if we could maybe find, you know, kind of get an idea what trail she went up in. And I decided to take this one trail. We went up there a little ways, and sure enough, there she laid. She's right here. Well, we found her and got her drug out. It's a nice big doe. Happy to put my tag on this one. Couldn't be any happier. It's been a tough bow season, and to finally have it all come together on film, I was really, really excited. The late season here in Iowa is the second shotgun season, and we've been on probably about 300 to 400 yards over across this grass field. And the one night over here on this block of woods, I seen a real nice buck, probably 130, 140 class, cutting through over here. So we came in here mid-morning and moved a stand over here. So we're gonna give it a try tonight and see what happens. It's pretty windy, so I'm not sure what will be able to move tonight, if anything. So we're just gonna sit till dark and try this spot out and see what happens. That is an awesome buck. I think that's the one we got the pictures of. I'm not for sure, but he is down. Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. 12/12/12. December 12th of 2012. Big buck on the ground, baby. Alright, well, we just got down out of the stand. There shouldn't be much of a track job. He's laying right over here, so we're gonna go take a look at him. Can't wait to get my hands on him. Happy to put my hands on this awesome Iowa buck. Fully mature, big 8-point. About a week ago, we scouted this area and found a lot of good buck sign. And hung a trail camera and got some trail camera pictures of a nice 10-pointer. So we knew this was an area we needed to be. So we've been hunting here the last few nights and ended up seeing that nice 10-pointer from the stand we had been hunting over here on this block of timber. So we decided to come in here mid-morning today and move a stand over here. And it paid off big time. It was about 20-5. This big guy came through, heading to the crop fields, and Remington put him down. It's an awesome buck. Couldn't be happier.
You know, if the future of our great sport is in our youth, with guys like Matt, we're in good hands.
Hi, I'm Nicole Castro, and we'll be back in 60 seconds with this week's installment of Swing and a Miss, brought to you by Tim's Guns of Elbridge, New York.
I hunt out of Shadow Hunter blinds because I think they're the best ground blind made today. Made right here in Michigan. All American-made Shadow Hunter blinds are the very best. If you want to hunt out of the best, you need Shadow Hunter. Here's why. See that totally silent? You can open the plexiglasses wherever you want it. Same thing on these windows, just totally silent. You have so much action as a result because the deer just come all the way around you.
Did you know that Lock and Load Sporting Goods in Owego, New York is one of New York's premier destinations for Shadow Hunter blinds? And it just doesn't end right there. Lock and Load has everything a sportsman could ask for. Archery, firearms, optics, and fishing. And when your hunting or fishing trip is over, bring your trophy right here to Southern Tier Taxidermy, also located at Lock and Load Sporting Goods. And it's all under one roof. Lock and Load Sporting Goods, Southern Tier Taxidermy, located at 161 Erie Street, Owego, New York.
Welcome to Swing and a Miss. This is the segment of the show where we feature footage of hunts that don't turn out exactly as planned. This week, we climb into a tree with our very own Tim Andrus. Tim has earned the reputation of closing the deal on big whitetails all over the country. Something tells me this isn't going to go as planned.
Shot over him. I shot that buck high. Push comes to shove, you have to shoot. I should have went out there, put the wind in my back, put a target up at 50 yards or 100 yards, and just to know that I'm at least on the money. When you shoot at 50 yards and you're already 4 to 6 inches off the bullseye, there's a problem. So that's tip of the week.
Sorry, Tim. Sometimes you get the deer, and sometimes you end up on Swing and a Miss. Maybe next time, you'll give him more than a haircut. That's it for this week's Swing and a Miss, brought to you by Tim's Guns of Elbridge, New York. We'll see you next week.
If you fish or if you hunt, you're going to love shopping at Herb Phillipson's for all your fishing and hunting gear. Whatever the season, it's the reason to pick up guns, ammo, fishing rods, reels, and all the accessories you need for your next hunting or fishing adventure. We've got it, and you'll get it all at Herb Phillipson's low price fighter prices. There's a store near you, and don't forget to visit our newest location in the Western Light Shopping Center, Syracuse.
Here we go.
Hey, Guzzer, what's up? My daughter's rabbit got out again, so I'm setting up a trap. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it under the porch there, put an apple, a couple carrots in there, you know.
Apples and carrots.
Well, hey, stop on over. We'll go over some Rush Uncut footage.
I will.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Here we go. Should have a rabbit in no time. What the heck? Guzzy.
Help me get this off. I just love apples and carrots.
Not again. Well, come on over, pull up a chair, and check out some of this footage we got. How's it going?
Good.
Hey. All right, we'll get that up in a minute. Hey folks, welcome to Rush Uncut. I'm Dave, and this is Guzzy. Rush Uncut is a place where you, the viewer, gets to showcase your footage of any hunting or fishing adventures.
Can we get this off my arm?
In a minute. Folks, up first we got Eric Kirby from Rochester, New York. Now Eric's fairly new to filming his hunts, and it looks like he used a GoPro camera mounted on the front of his shotgun. You gotta check this footage out.
Wow, there'll be no tracking that deer. Can we get this off my arm?
In a minute, we're almost done, okay? Next, we've got Harry Shaw from Cayuga County, New York, and he's gonna take us on a spring carp fishing trip with his son. You gotta check this out. I've never seen anything like this. Wait till you see it.
All that warm water off the spillway. Oh, good release.
These fish are so stacked up, it looks like you could walk from one side to the other on them.
Once again, members, great stuff. Keep sending it in. And if you want to become a member, log on to rushoutdoors.com and click on the Rush Uncut logo. It's that easy. Now, let's see if we can get this off your arm.
Thanks.
All right, hey folks, don't forget to Rush Outdoors.
With a camera.
Rush Uncut is brought to you by thebowguru.com, IBEW Local 43, Sure Fine of Weedsport, Brad's Taxidermy, and Freedom Fighter Sport Fishing.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week, believe it or not. Tune in next week for another exciting episode. And remember one thing, if you're looking for trophy trout, salmon, look no farther than Orleans County, New York. You'd be glad you did. For everyone at Rush Outdoors, I'm your host, Tim Andrus. We'll see you in the woods. For show updates, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter.
All right, this may hurt a little bit. Like Gordy Apple. All right, Guzzy, when you ever gonna learn? This is like the third or fourth time this has happened.
Love apples.
I'm not telling you anymore.